Um, this is a very up in your face event. Very micro, macro type of cosmo predation, predator, forgiving, da 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 in this society. But let's hear it, okay?
The guy that she killed, he was a man that she found hiding under her 13-year-old daughter's bed. You've got Memphis police saying this woman's daughter snuck this man, 20-year-old Brodarius Morton, into the house around 1 a.m. through the back door. And at this point, you have the mom, Kendra Scott, not actually home, right? She's at work. But also, according to neighbors, there are other kids as young as 2 years old in the house while all this is happening. And then 30 minutes later, you have Scott showing up, and seemingly she just knows that he's in there. She's reportedly pounding on the front door saying, "Who's at my house?" She's holding the gun. And apparently Scott had warned her daughter before that if I see a boy in my house, I will put a hole in his ass. And then she did exactly that. You have her finding Morton under the bed. He runs to leave, bolts out the front door, and that is when Scott shoots him from the back on the porch, killing him. And you've got her now charged with first-degree murder because the cops say that does not count as self-defense. For Tennessee, they have the Castle Doctrine, which protects someone from being criminally prosecuted if they use force against an intruder, as long as that person is violently threatening them. But also, if you look online, this case has really divided the internet. Some saying, yeah, she went too far, she could have just called the cops, but others saying she was completely justified, arguing this was a grown man sneaking his way into a house with multiple young girls, and she didn't know what he was doing to them behind locked doors. But as far as Scott, she reportedly told police, "I did what I had to do." And we're gonna have to wait to see if the charges stick, because this is first degree, and so prosecutors are arguing that it was premeditated. And so you can expect that they're gonna use Scott's past comments against her. But then Scott's defense, at the very least, is gonna be arguing that this was a heat of the moment shooting. But hey, let me know your reactions in those comments, share to spread the word, and follow to stay in the loop. This mom's been charged with murder, but the guy that she killed...
As a mother, I'm gonna give my 2 cents on this. As a mother, and you have to work a job in order to support your family, and the society that we have right now, the way that it is so flipped ass backwards and stuff, where we are literally giving passes to men who are predators. Even if you're 20 years old, you're a predator when you're dealing with a 13-year-old girl. You're a fucking predator, okay? You are a pedo predator, okay? So let's put that part out there, right? We are living in the twilight zone, where giving passes to pedos or men who predate on little girls and little children and stuff is given a pass. And the story is that there was a 2-year-old in the house, and then the 13-year-old, and there's probably maybe was somebody older, because I can't see a 13-year-old watching a 2-year-old. I don't get that part, but I don't know how this is going to play out. But the thing is that as a mother, you don't know what's happening when you're gone. The emotional strain of trying to raise children, right? And making sure that your children grow up safely with no issues, right? I don't fault this mother. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't fault the mother for doing what she did. She has an obligation to keep her household safe. I don't know where anybody is talking about who told this kid it was okay for him to go in, sneak in a house with a 13-year-old and be hiding under her bed. We know what was happening, right? Let's be honest, right? So who's teaching the kid because he's still a kid to me, 20 years old, right? But he's of legal age. He's over the age of 18, and he's messing with a 13-year-old, okay? So, because it's easy to, the 13-year-old is easy prey for this person. It's easy prey. But who's telling the kid that's 20 years old that it's okay to sneak in to that little girl's house, or be in that little girl's house with her mother not being at home and doing what he's doing, right? So those are the consequences. Those are the legit consequences for being in a house. And it's a possibility you're going to lose your life, right? Because to me, that's a crime. I mean, everybody wants to talk about saving their own possessions in a robbery and shooting somebody for a robbery. What is more important? What is more valuable than this woman's daughter? or children that are in the house. Come on, hold on one second. I gotta let my baby in. Hold on. Come on. Hold on. So I want to read some of the comments, right? Because the comments are precise. Listen, the internet don't hold back. I need my magnifying glass though. One of the comments says predators don't get punishment from the law. Unsurprisingly, an adult has no reason to be hiding under kids' beds. That was one comment. Another one says, I would find it criminally threatening if a 20-year-old is associating with my 13-year-old daughter in my house. Another comment says, blaming the child for bringing over an adult instead of the adult hanging out around the child is disgusting. Another comment says, he died of natural causes. It's natural for you to be shot for touching a child. That's what another comment said. Let's see. Another comment says, I had to rewatch to make sure I heard the age is right. And the person says, no tears shed. Another person says, yeah, she should have called the cops that are famous for being courteous and helpful to black people and caring about sexual predation. That was another comment. Another comment is, predators deserve maximum punishment. Another comment is, a 20-year-old young man is in a 13-year-old girl's room without her mother's knowledge or consent. Another comment is, she did the court, taxpayers, and everybody in his victims a huge favor. Another comment says she defended her kids. Hope the charges are dropped. Another comment says 13 and 20. Pedophiles don't deserve a chance to get away. I can go on and on and on. This is Phil DeFranco. So go check out the video.